And every time, terrible.
Guys, are we on board?
Yes, sir.
All right. So they're saying the tangent, this touches the graph of f. Okay, I'll delete this so that we hear the new question. What is it saying?
So sorry, what's the value of n?
N is -6. So they're saying the tangent y equals to 8x plus k
Say hello, say.
at p. Where is p?
Your mind. Say.
You don't have p. Yes?
Say, can you please repeat on the emphasize again on the x plus m is equals to -4 part?
Okay. Do you agree if I have h of x, 3x minus 4 plus 3. What are the asymptotes of this function?
So it's y is equals to 3 and x is equals to 4.
Y is x equals to?
So because when we look at x minus 4, when we solve it, we're gonna say x minus 4 is equals to 0. Therefore, x is equals to 4. That's how I know it.
So now, if h must be x plus m, that means that 3 on x, I'm gonna put x plus m minus 4, right? Let's say this was plus t. So this is going to be plus 3 plus t.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I say, give me a value of m such that the asymptotes will be -8 or maybe -9, and y equals to -3. This should be my asymptote. What will be your value of m?
-5.
-5. And then what will be my value of t?
-6.
-6. So here they are saying to us that they are saying to us g of x plus m plus n, right?
Okay,
So
so
one,
I understand now. I understand, sir.
all right. Thank you so much.
Thank
See
you,
if
sir.
everyone understands, then this class has got a meaning. It helps no one for us to be here, but we don't understand. Right. So they are saying.
But from KG.
No, I need to ask.
Just go here.
When you're tired, you just log out and then we'll upload the video. Right, we'll finish.
So I'm sorry, you upload the video, okay?
On the Telegram channel.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now they are saying to us that the tangent, they never give us the K, touches the graph of F at P. So on the graph of F here, we don't have P here. So that means it's another P that we don't know where it is. Calculate the coordinates of P in 4 marks. What are you going to do? This is a
First
high order.
derivative is equal to m.
First derivative is equals to
M, which is 8 over there.
Y.
So that's the only way you can get a point. We can use the rule of first derivative is equal to m. Hence, we have m there, 8, because they don't give us anything else.
So you guys, everyone here believes that, remember, let's do a recap. If I have a straight line, the gradient here, 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 here are equal. The gradient of this line is the same throughout. Do you believe?
Yes, sir.
But if I have a curve, the gradient here and here are not equal. The gradient here and here and here are not equal.
Mm.
Do you believe?
So what are you doing?
Sir,
Yes.
can you find the derivative of the graph of f, right? Which is going to be negative 2x plus 4. And then don't we equate? Okay, no, I don't know. Don't
Negative,
we equate? Yes.
negative plus 4. What does this derivative mean? It means listen, the derivative of every function means
The gradient.
its gradient at any point.
Yes.
The general equation for the gradient at any point. So if I want the gradient at x equals to negative 4, I will substitute negative 4 here. Then I will get the gradient at x equals to negative 4. If I want the gradient at x equals to 7, I will substitute 7. It will give me the gradient at 7. Now, this is what I have here. They say the tangent. Remember, if I have a function and there's a tangent here at this point, the gradient of this line must be the same gradient at this point. The gradient at this point must be the same with the gradient of that tangent, because it's at x equals to 2 or at x equals to 3. So the gradient at x equals to 3 must be the same for the tangent and for the graph. So already I'm having the gradient of the tangent, mx plus c. So my m equals to positive 8. So I want a point where the gradient is 8. Come again. Come again. Okay. So that is plus 4 again. This is plus 4. So I want the x value for which the gradient will be 8. So I will solve it. It's 8 minus 4 minus 2x. So that's positive 4 equals to minus 2x divided by minus 2 both sides. So my x is going to be minus 2. And then now, if I have that is x equals to 2, let's put it here. So this is the tangent. So 2 is the point on this function, right? On this function. So if I want the value, no, it's x equals to -2, not +2. So it will be somewhere just here. So that's it. It's by assumption, this one. So I will want the y coordinate at which x is equals to -2. What is the y? I will take the -2 and put it on the original function, f of -2. F of -2. So -2 squared plus 4 -2 plus 5. Can somebody give us an answer?
-7.
-7.
7.
So
Yeah.
that means that our y equals to -7. So it's 2 and -7. Those are the coordinates of P. If our algebra is correct, then those should be the coordinates. Do we all agree?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So could you
Okay.
zoom it out so I can screenshot it?
Hmm? Is there anybody talking? Okay. So for which values of x will g of x be greater or equal to 10? Can you try to answer this?
Two is
Hmm? For which
plus
values?
x is smaller than equals to 3. Wait.
Yeah, it's x is smaller or equal to 3.
X
Yeah.
is not equal to 3.
Yes, I think.
But now you are not respecting the isotope. Because the simple way to do this, let's create a red light. This is where this is y equals to 10, or let's write it as g of x. Remember, f of x equals to g of x equals to h of x. All of these funny things means y. So that is g of x equals to 10. So they are saying, or let me not do it with this. Let me just throw it like that. Right. So I'm looking for where the graph is above, because it must be greater. The graph must be above this red line. So it's above this red line on this area.
So isn't it 2 is smaller than x is smaller than equals to 3?
So I'm looking for this part of the function. So remember, the function should never at any point touch this guy here. Right. So the first thing is that x must be greater than 2 because this point is x equals to 2. So x must be greater than 2 and x must be less or equal to 3.
3.
So these are the
So
two conditions.
couldn't you just restrict it and say that x is equal to or less than 3, but x cannot equal to?
2.
No,
Yeah.
because in that case, I will be also including this part of the function. And this part of the function is below the red line, not above the red line.
Okay.
So they are only looking for where it's greater, not below. It must be greater. Bakothaloganya. Hello.
Understood, sir.
All right. So they are saying now, for which values of x will this be met? Can you please try and answer this by yourself? 5 minutes.
So can you please go back to the graph?
Hmm?
Can you please go to the graph, sir, please?
Do you see everything? Let me erase the things here. I'm solving it on my side as well. Can you please do it on your side? We're done, guys. Garga kwa mga obela. Mga obela. Natuturing kasi feel.
Sorry, sir.
Ay naman, ngurin so.
Ihlaba mangisi kg se.
Ema enega. Okay, guys. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
What did you get? What are the answers that you got? Guys, what are the answers?
Sofets. Nak sofets, sir.
Wena ma.
Chikarab, sir.
Okay. Who is done, guys? Someone said yes. Yeah, sawa. Sawa.
So let's do corrections.
So, is it a calculation or you just look at the graph?
We have the derivative.
It's for marks.
What is the graph G is 1 over x. Is it plus 2 here? Plus 2 plus 9. This is our G, right? So we must find our derivative of G. What is the derivative of
minus 2, sir?
Oh, it's minus 2. Yes. What is the derivative of that?
I got negative 1 over x to the power of 2.
Negative 1 over x to the power of 2.
To the power of 2, yeah.
Okay. How did you get this?
The x minus 2 at the bottom, I put it on top and then I distributed a negative 1 to each of them.
Like this.
Yeah, and then in the outside the bracket, you put a negative 1. Yes. And then I solved it. The x gets a negative 1. And then the minus 2, you put that in a bracket, gets a negative 1, and then put the 9. So minus 2 to the power of negative 1 is equal to negative 1/2.
This is not mathematics.
It's not.
You cannot do this in mathematics. What you're saying is that if I have x plus 2 squared, I can say x squared plus 4 squared. You're saying this is acceptable. Is this true, this one? Because if a claim is correct, it should work for everything. Right. So let me bring you on board, guys. If you are deriving a bracket that has a negative exponent, right? or even a positive exponent. Let's say, just for you to be convinced, let's say this was x minus 2 squared, right? How would you derive this?
So me, I was gonna expand the bracket, then derive.
That's the thing. You can't expand -1.
Can't do that.
You see, so that's why I distributed it to each one, sir.
So if I had -2 here, this is how I'll derive it. Let's say inside the bracket you have 3x minus 4. I'm going to teach you how to derive this kind. Right. So you are going to say this multiplied to the coefficient here. So it's going to be -2 3x minus 4. Then you come and apply the rule of derivative, -2, -1. Then you multiply the whole thing by the derivative of what is inside. So deriving 3x minus 4 gives me 3. So you're going to multiply the whole thing by 3. So this will be -2 3x minus 4 minus 3. So then you multiply by 3. So 3 times that side is going to be -6 over 3x minus 4 positive exponent 3. So that is me having derived this. You derive the bracket like you normally derive anything, then you multiply everything by the derivative of what is inside the bracket.
So is it okay to use the K method?
Yeah, you can.
So please explain from when you multiplied by 3.
When I multiplied by 3, okay. You derive the thing and then you multiply by the derivative of what is inside the bracket. So the derivative of what is inside the bracket is 3x minus 4. So 3x minus 4, if I derive this, I get 3. So I will multiply by 3.
Okay.
So now we're going to apply the same rule here. We are going to derive this guy, g of x. So we're going to first start by 1x minus 2 minus 1 plus 9. So if I'm deriving this, I will say this term, this is -1, x minus 2 minus 2. So this is the derived version because the derivative of 9 is 0. So then I say -1 over x minus 2 squared. So this is the derived of g of x. Right. So now I come f of x. What is the equation of f of x, guys?
X squared minus 4x plus 5.
Minus x squared plus 4x plus 5. So they are saying I must find f of x times g of the derived of x. It must be greater than 0. This must be greater than 0. So f of x is -x squared plus 4x plus 5 must be multiplied with the derived, that is -1 over x minus 2 squared. All this must be greater than 0, right? So if I take negative as a common factor on the f of x, I get x squared minus 4x minus 5, and I'm having -1 over x minus 2 squared greater than 0. So I'll multiply the numerators. So negative times negative is positive. So I'm having x squared minus 4x minus 5 over x minus 2 squared greater than 0. I did this in class. I think I was with who? The 12v3s. When? I don't remember. But I did this type of a problem in class. I said the first thing when you're dealing with the fractions, you need to restrict that x cannot be 2. Do you remember, guys? Who was in class the day I did this? So the 12v3s, they are not here.
So many of them have a problem logging in.
Come again?
Many of the top E3s have a problem logging in.
Papi was not there. Papi, were you not there?
So I was there.
So why you moved? Okay, it's fine. So you must make sure that the denominator is never 0. So you're gonna say x minus 2 cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, x equals to 2 if I solve this. So x cannot be equal to 2 because if I put 2 here, the entire thing becomes undefined. That is what I taught them. Then after making this, is a mark for this. After making this claim, I multiply both sides by the denominator. So it's gonna be x minus 2 squared times x minus x minus 2 squared. So this cancels this, and then the multiplication of that is still 0. I'm having x squared minus 4x minus 5. So you'll just solve this like you'd solve the inequalities. So factorize x is minus 5, x is plus 1 greater than 0. So my critical values are x equals to 5 and x equals to minus 1. Therefore, timeline method, -1, -1, and +5, unshaded because it's not greater or equal to. If it was equal to, we shade them. So can we pick any value? So this is going to be our testing equation. We're gonna test with this, right? So can we take any value between -1 and 5? And put it on x. So I've just rewrote this as that, and then on axis I left spaces. Can we pick any value of our choice between -1 and 5?
2.
2, 2. What do you get?
-9.
-9 greater than 0. Is this true?
Mm.
-9 greater than 0 is true.
No.
Mm-mm.
Can we take any value that is after 5?
7.
7, 7. So what do we get when we substitute 7?
+16.
16 greater than 0. This is true, right?
Yes.
Can we take any value before -1? The one this side.
-100.
Put it. What do we get?
10,395.
10,395. It's greater than 0, right?
Yes.
So this is our shape. This is our shape. So our answers: x less than -1, x greater than 5. I'm so confident that if you go check the memo, if you have one, I think I have the memo. This is what you're gonna find: x greater than 5, x less than -1. If you don't find these two answers, they are wrong. Let's go and check the memo. I think I have one.
Sir, can I ask after checking the memo?
Yes. You can ask. Ghana is which province? Is it this one? What province is that?
Not one Cape.
Yeah, Northern Cape. Northern Cape, correct? Yeah, Northern Cape. The number among that thing.
4.5. 4.6, I think.
2.5. You remember our P was -2 and 7. Yeah, you see, x minus 1, x greater than 5. But they forgot to restrict that x must never be equal to -2. This memo is so confusing. Who did this memo?
DB.
See, these people, they said questions that they can't answer themselves. Okay, it's fine. I mean, how will you understand this memo? Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the department and bring these people on board. All right. It's fine. Ask the question.